Welcome back.
Welcome
We
back,
are here
as they say.
to talk about El Bol Foot de Fantasy.
Yeah, so what he just said in English was fantasy football.
It was English, my friend. You know all
And we tried telling you people all year long that we were in the craziest fantasy football league of all time.
Let them know, Joseph. Let them know, Joe.
I'm looking at the standings right now, Marco.
He took the hat off.
I'm looking at the standings right now, Marco.
Serious.
As of right now, the 1 seed is still Miguel Cooper.
Yep.
And he won our division, so he officially gets a bye week. You haven't officially won your division.
Yep.
You have to either win this week or outscore Saul by 20 to lock up your bye week.
Yep.
Saul has clinched the playoffs.
Saul was clinched playoffs.
As of right now, according to ESPN's ratings, James has clinched playoffs, and I'll tell you why. He's 7-6.
Yep.
But he has almost 1,700 points scored. So he's 150 above the next highest guy. So unless he gets outscored by 150 and loses this week, he's in. So the four of you can essentially book your ticket, kick your feet up, you're in the playoffs. As for the rest of us, we can't do shit. So Elkin is 7-6. I'm 7-6. And as of right now, that is the 5 and the 6 seed. Payan is 6-7.
Yep.
Carlos is 6-7. Adrian 6-7. Gibby 6-7. And Jason 6-7. So that means other than the 4 teams that are locked up and the 1 team that's 1-12, every single team right now is fighting for 2 playoff spots. So,
wow, that is crazy that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams within 1 game of each other.
Within 1 game of each other. We're going to start with Elkin because he's in the best position out of those 8 teams. So he's 7-6. If he wins, he's in. If he loses, the only thing he has to try to do is outscore Adrian by 30. Yeah. And then he'll be in. Because everybody else, they're a little too far to catch up to him. They're about 80 out. Me and Adrian is where this shit gets interesting. So me, Adrian, and Elkin are the interesting part because right now Adrian has 1588 points scored. Elkin has 1558, so he's 30 behind. And I'm at 1520. So I'm 68 points behind Adrian.
Yeah.
If I lose this week and Adrian wins, I probably won't outscore him by 70. He'll take that last playoff spot from me. Mm-hmm. But the part where it gets crazy is you also have to factor in Payan, who's only 2 points behind me if he wins and goes crazy, as well as Elkin potentially losing and not having as many points to keep up and all that. So there's a chance that the playoff picture is me and Payan. There's a chance that it's Elkin and Adrian. There's a chance that it's Jason and Payan. No one knows who these last 2 are going to be.
And
me and Elkin are in the best situation. We are winning, we're in.
I was going to say, too, what's interesting is that I'm looking at all these games, and besides the one with Jason and Robert, every single game is playoff implicating.
Yes. The one thing I'm happy about is that Adrian is playing the 1 seed in Miguel.
Yeah. And bro, right now, they're both projected the exact same amount of points, 106.8. So it could go either way.
The thing that I like about that, though, is that if all these other teams that we just mentioned lose, I don't even need to worry about winning.
Yeah.
Because if Adrian specifically loses, I don't have to stress too much about not winning because then all I have to do is outscore Gibby by, I think, like 10 or 20, which I do believe I can do. Austin Eckler is the only healthy good Charger right now, so I am depending on him to be a big week.
Going on insane.
What I'm scared about is that I'm playing James, who is not only in the playoffs now.
He's fucking hot.
He's the hottest team. He's dropped 150 every week.
He's fucking hot. Like, that is insane. And it's crazy to think about him fucking getting
Derrick Henry potentially back?
Derrick Henry back. Because if you have Derrick Henry and Leonard Fournette. Now, I would put Darrell Henderson at flex over Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Personally.
And then you have Tyler Lockett and like that, Deontay Johnson and Darren Waller.
And your quarterback is Justin Herbert.
That's a squad.
Oh, not to mention you have the best defensive kicker in New England. Who's not in this week because they're on bye week, but on his bench. So, we are in the craziest of a playoff situation. This is the first time I have ever not been locked into the playoffs, and I don't like this feeling. I'm comfortable because I believe, and I'm looking at my Bills hat sitting in the closet right there. I believe, and I told you this before we got on the podcast, I have this irrational belief. My guys know I need them. and they're all going to do their thing. Because like I said,
they're sensing right now. They're sensing the temptations
Eckler is not only
Coach Joe.
He already is the best playmaker in LA, but he is now the only playmaker in LA.
Yep.
Aaron Jones always does good against Chicago, and it's his first healthy game back after the bye week. He should go crazy. Josh Allen's coming off a shitty game. He should go crazy. Tyreek Hill's coming off a shitty game. He should go crazy. Brandon Ayuk, hopefully Debo's out and he gets another chance to blow up. Higbee, I don't have much faith in him anymore, but anything he does is good.
Yeah.
And I'm riding with KJ Osborne. I don't give a fuck.
KJ Osborne's still the one where I look at you, I'm like, But I mean, obviously,
who would you start?
Yeah, I mean, there's nobody else. I know. I was about to get the most. Honestly, if this trade went off, I think it would have been the most.
Shout out to the trade deadline.
It would have been the most critical trade of the year. Most critical trade of the year. Yes.
There's been bigger trades than that.
Because if I would have won that,
you don't think Miguel getting Jonathan Taylor was a critical trade?
True, but see, that's only if he wins. So like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I was about to acquire Michael Pittman and Cordero Patterson from Robert, which is the last team in our league. He's 1-12. Like, he's obviously he can't do shit at this point. But he was going on a spree and said, you know what? Fine, let me just give away. Not just give away, but I'm going to trade away my two best players potentially, right? And I was like, all right, cool. So I was in negotiations with him. Saul was in negotiations with him. You were in negotiations with him.
No. I sent one message, and once he said he had other people going for Cordero, I was out.
Oh, well, I was in there.
Didn't even make an offer.
It was me and Saul, and we both made offers. And it went down to the wire. I was texting him. So, to your point, the trade deadline was Wednesday, December 8th at noon. I've been going after Michael Pittman for fucking weeks. And every week
have told the podcast this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've said this before. And I fucking, like, every week I make him good trade offers. And he's always like, ooh, like, that's really good. But I need a win this week. Dude, you're not fucking doing shit.
The Lions have a better record than Robert Elam.
So, with that said, the trade didn't go through because, I was texting him. I texted him at 10 in the morning. We were just duking this out. He didn't reply till 11. Didn't reply until 11:30. Then it was 11:40. Then 11:45. Then 11:50. 55. 56. 57. 58. And Robert decides, you know what? I don't know. Fuck it, let's do it. At 11:59, I'm sitting back there on some fucking like last minute buzzer beater shit to win the NBA Finals. I'm sitting there, I'm gonna fucking get this trade off. I'm like fucking sitting there, I'm like, all right, let's go. And noon hits. I look at my phone. No ESPN notification to light up this beautiful iPhone screen, this beautiful piece of technology that I have in front of me. Because fucking Robert doesn't know how to function the ESPN app. Maybe that's why he went 1-12. So you know what? It's tough.
He's mad.
I am very mad. I still think I'm gonna win the entire thing.
Just like he thinks the Packers are gonna win.
Because the Packers are gonna win the entire thing. But if I would have got that trade off, like I would have had Cordero Patterson as him and Zeke as my running back 1 and 2. I think that's pretty tough. And Michael Pittman, I could put him in at flex.
Yeah, that'd been a good flex.
I would have been solidified.
You would have. It would have been a nice place to be in.
It would have been a great place.
I mean,
I would have been on some James shit.
Yeah, I feel that.
Like, I don't know.
That's how I was feeling a couple weeks ago before injuries came into my team and guys like Rashad Bateman and Michael Thomas didn't want to pay off and all these like... Because you know what? This was the first year that I did a different strategy. This was the first year that I went running back heavy early in the draft. This was the first time that I was looking way ahead and doing like long-term stashers and sleepers and shit like that. And I went very heavy on building a team that was built for the playoffs. And right now I'm really hoping that I didn't build them too much for the playoffs and not enough for the regular season.
Yeah. So I think that's why I mean, I've said this before, my strategy, at least for fantasy football, within like at least the first half of the season, to week by week, just win as many games as possible. Because at the end of the day, like, cool, you can set yourself up for the playoffs, but you got to make the playoffs. And I'm not saying so. You still, I think, are going to make the playoffs. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't make the playoffs.
All it takes is a loss by me and a win by Adrian.
Yeah. I think Coop's going to I think Coop's team's going to come out on top. I hope so.
I really hope so.
But I don't know.
Now,
it's a tricky position to be in.
You just said that early on in the season, it's week by week, you want to get as many wins, and I understand that I am proof that sometimes that is the case. because I made the questionable decision to trade you Myles Gaskin that week by Mageddon.
Yeah.
And that fucked me over that week against Gibby. By the way, I have started 2 Jets players this week, both of them against Gibby. Wow. Jets defense -11, Tevin Coleman 11, so he made up for it. But
so net 0 from the Jets.
Net 0 from the Jets, so we went back to neutral. But the one person that I will bring up to counter your argument is the guy that I'm stressing about, Adrian Aviles. Because he had the best playoff-built team, and he blew it up early, trying to get early wins. And then he went on a 5-game losing streak.
I think Adrian just
put himself... Well, yes, to a degree, but he also had the better team. And that's what I'm saying, is that if I was Adrian, I would have been cooling it with Zeke and Tyreek Hill and Stephon Diggs.
So
I would have been cool with that.
I say that, but with like there's like an asterisk there, because like that doesn't mean, all right, trade away your best players every week for other top players. Like it means like you keep
I didn't really have too many big names on my team this year. I went for a lot of sleepers because I had the 10th, 11th pick. Yeah. So like other than Eckler and Jones, who I didn't want to get rid of, I didn't have big names, and that's what everybody wanted from me.
So yeah, I think that's smart. Like your guys, don't trade away your guys. They're your guys for a reason. Like Devontae, Aaron Rodgers, and Chase Edmonds.
To this day, I have only traded away one of my guys, and his name is Jamar Chase. And as we just went over it, he only had 2 games over 20 points since I traded him. So I'm okay with it because. Yeah, he had a 34-point week, but Terry also had a 34-point week for me.
Yeah, no, I mean, you replaced him with Terry.
And then I replaced Terry and Myles Gaskin.